I was taking my medicine.
I was getting our special guest set up.
I have to take my medicine 8 o'clock every night. That's how I know. That's why it's on the show.
Ooh,
How are you
that's how
doing?
you
How
know
are
it's
you doing?
showtime. I'm
Hey,
good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. Let's go ahead and bring on our special guest. Who do we have here today? Who could it possibly be?
Oh no, it's like puro VIP.
A VIP, the one and only.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, who can we possibly be bringing in today? But if it's not the main man himself and the vocal, the person who is, by the way, I've asked this person, he's a very special person to me because of the fact that he donates his voice and his talents to a lot of different events and everything else. If you've gone to the Conjunto, any of the Conjunto Hall of Fame events, you know who this person is. Great voice. Obviously, Hilda, you know who he is, but he is the one and
No,
only.
I don't know if I know him.
That's for you to work out later on, man. The one and only Rick
Yay.
Garcia. Hey, Mr. Rick, how are you doing, brother?
I am doing so good. How are you, DJ NDO?
I am doing fine. I'm doing fine. Hey, Gavino, how are you doing, Gavino? He's a promoter for music, and he was featured in Tejano music. Was it? I think Tejano Talk magazine as one of the featured promoters. So
Oh,
there you go,
wow.
man. See, it's good to have the brain up there. You know, the old bristle's still working. Sorry.
Of course. Now I had to twist this guy's arm just to come on the show tonight.
I
So
know. I've asked him to come on several times. You know, even though you preside over a lot of different events, you're a hard man to get down, brother. What's been going on? Because I know you've got you've got a lot of people on your that you've been working on. You have a long history of working in Tejano music and conjunto music. Your name is very well known for those people that are in the know that are in the know. So that's the key thing. You know, when I came back from being in Tejano music, being away from Tejano music for such a long time, some of the newer people were like, what's it like being new in Tejano music? And I was like, new. Well, you know those people that you admire, the people that you look up to, they know who I am. So, but anyway, how have you been, Rick? What's going on with you, brother? How you been?
I tell you what, I've been great. First of all, it's been wonderful. It's been extremely busy, but that's the way I like it. So, as everybody knows, right now we're already in the month of March. That means that the first 2 months they went by like one day. So I can't believe we're in March already, 2024, and that means that it's fanfare time, and that means that every one of my artists, all like 18 of them, they want their product out now. So
Right.
forget about the whole rest of last year. They want it out now. So I am definitely burning the midnight oil, burning the daytime oil, doing whatever I got to do to try to comply with the artists that we want to release this coming fall, this coming spring for fanfare, which is like a week away.
Yeah, it is, and the good thing is that you work a lot with a lot of great artists, a lot of female artists, a lot of artists that have been around for a long time. You know, a lot of people that I envy you because I remember a different Rick, a long-haired Rick from back.
no, he had
Yes,
hair.
he had long hair.
Yeah, I've heard about that guy, and I don't remember much about it, but I'm told I had a good time. Is all I know.
Yeah, you know
I
what?
want to see proof of said hair. Like I'm just like,
This is Corpus Christi, Rick. This is Corpus Christi, Rick. Okay, this is way back in the day. I remember, just going down to Hacienda Records and hanging out and watching Albert Zamora, pulling drums out of his van so that he could record his drums. It was just crazy to me the way it was back in the day, and just a lot of different things. Real quick, let me take some time real quick because we just got some people that were chiming in. Alfredo Rios, the Loon Meskin, with Grupo Fijo, they're going to be performing there. Saludos currently in the RGV.
oh,
Madison
he's in my
Pulido,
neck of the woods.
yes, Madison Pulido, the
Oh,
Tejano
cool.
princess. She's here. Hey, how you doing?
Madison is
Madison.
Mhm.
awesome.
One girl that y'all gotta meet, y'all gotta sit there and talk to and listen to her definitely is Rita Cappuccina. What a voice.
My girl, Rita.
I've heard of her. She's real good. Yes.
She's excellent. Actually, Rita and Animo, we are working with this weekend. We have their anniversary party that's happening here in San Angelo at the Club Coronas, along with Asalto and Angelique. It's going to be a free
Wow.
event for anybody that's in the area. You can show up with your smile and show up ready to celebrate because the music is going to be going on. I have been relieved of my DJ duties, which is really awesome because I suck as a DJ. So it's most definitely awesome. But the good thing is that it's a celebration of their accomplishments. She just finished recording some the rest of her album with Shelly
Wonderful.
Lattice, which is awesome deal. Her advancement, and it's good to see talent move on, and she's one of these hard working artists that just work so hard at their craft, and they haven't been given the opportunity that they deserve.
Wow.
And they just it's one of those things where the light needs to be shown on them for the right reasons and everything else. And so that's one of the things that we really need to focus on. Madison says hello, Rick, and Hilda, she's sending out hugs. Oraldo Saucedo, he says shout out from DFW. How are you doing, Oraldo?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Dallas Fort Worth.
yeah. Gavino says hello, everyone. Alfredo says Ali and Grupo Row have been practicing, getting ready for their fanfare performance. Ali and all of her group, they're actually under the age of 15. Every one of them.
Yes.
Isn't that crazy?
I'm excited. Like, it's so cool because we have 3 female artists just now that we're just counting, right? On with us tonight, Miss Rita, we got Madison and Ali. Even though it's grandpa, it still doesn't matter. It's
they're
connected,
still there.
right?
Yeah.
So I'm super excited because from what I understand, all 3 are performing at Fanfare.
Yeah,
and all 3 are amazing.
All of them. And see, I'm looking at the matrices right now, and all 7 of our matrices are connected right now. People are connected and looking in and ready to dance. Let's Work for Lawrence means that we get to see him. No, we do not get to see his
Rita,
dance
you
move.
gotta give me some video on that. OMG, that's TikTok material right there.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Veronica Lopez from Las Vegas. She's also going to be performing, so she's going to be
Miss
there.
Veronica,
And,
awesome.
It's Tejano time from DFW. It's good to see you here, brother, because we've got some music that we want to show you. One of Rick's groups that we and Rita's laughing.
Well, Rita and I are basically like sisters. Okay, like y'all have to hear this because I did not know this until a couple weeks ago. We grew up like 5 minutes from each other. Like, how crazy is that? And we didn't connect until we were in San Antonio at Fanfare last year, thanks to Lawrence. So I mean, how it's such a small world, but it's a beautiful thing. So Rita's like my sister, y'all.
It's crazy. One of the things that I really was excited about having Rick on the show was, first of all, he's got a lot of good music, a lot of good bands that are on there, and one of them is a band from Washington. They're going to be performing at Fanfare. They have a new song that's amazing. I just love the song. I really do. I mean, it's kicking butt.
I'm glad you do, Lawrence. That's I tell you what. Just a quick story about the group from Seattle, Washington. They're called Los Volcanes, led by a man named Eddie Rodriguez, and he was really one of the first guys to enter in with me when I started Hacienda back in 1979. Of course, Eddie was like 16, 17, and he came in, and we've been working together ever since then, nonstop, which is almost 50 years now. So he has kids that weren't even born at that time, but he's still trucking along. He's doing great, and he does have a new song coming out shortly, and I know that he is driving to Fanfare to perform. Another kind of quick tidbit is that when we had COVID, whatever it was, 3 or 4 years ago, Los Volcanes, Eddie and his band, the Volcanes, they packed up into their van and they drove all the way from Seattle to San Antonio to perform. Now, COVID put an end to Fanfare that year. And it wasn't the Fanfare people at all. They wanted it to go on. It was the city of San Antonio that said, no, we cannot let anybody perform. So Eddie and his band, who had spent all that money driving from Seattle to San Antonio with all their equipment, with all their U-Hauls and all that kind of stuff like that, they had to pack it back in and go back to San Antonio and go back to Seattle. And it just was what it was. It was an unfortunate time. I think the entire industry had a 2.5-year hiatus, whether we wanted to or not. But in any case, it didn't stop Eddie and his group from performing, from recording. They still put out some great music. And this new one, I think it's the best one they've done possibly ever, but certainly in a lot of years since I've known them. And I've known them a lot of years. So this one's going to come out, and they're coming down to Fanfare again to do the promoting of this album. So our relationship, which has almost lasted 50 years now, and of course Eddie looks good and I look old and ugly. But it's been a wonderful, wonderful relationship. I'm looking forward to at least 50 more, and we're going to see where it's going to go.
Well, the sneak peek that you let me hear was just excellent. I can't wait for the song to come out, because it's definitely, it's what I like is being innovative and being forward thinking and everything else. And that's definitely where the song is going. I really am excited about it. Henry Punera, saludos desde DJ Alex Gran from TejanoTimes.com. Hey, Henry, let us know. Put down your digits where it is that we can listen to you. When's your show at? So that way we can go ahead and share that out. You know, always sharing the DJs. And thank you very much for joining us.
Yeah.
As Rita says, yes, we get together next week. Oh, God,
yes, Rita, let's do it. Let's do it.
No.
Rita, we are getting there. Rita, we're getting there Wednesday and not leaving till Sunday. So we have plenty of time, my dear.
You're doing it so bad already. Vic Gonzalez. Vic is the main guy. He's been doing the radio gala for such a long time. This is the year that he stepped away, letting other people take care of it. But he's the founder, creator, and everything else, along with all of his promotions and everything else. And Vic, you have your radio stations as well. Thank you so very much for joining us, Vic. I really do appreciate you. We got some new music that I hope that you can stick around and listen to, because we got some good music coming up and we want to share it with you. Urban legend that Eddie was booked by mistake to play in California in place of a Hugh Argis way back, years back.
That's a very interesting story, and it's true. We were recording. We had just released an album on the Volcanes back on the old Hacienda days, and we got a call from Neil Diamond's office, and they said, "Hello, we're the office of Neil Diamond. We want to speak to somebody who represents Eddie Rodriguez y Los Volcanes." And of course, they passed it on to me, and they said, "Yes, we're with Neil Diamond's office." And I thought, yeah, right. You know, who's playing this prank?
Right.
And I took their number and I said, "Okay, well, we'll get back with you." Sure enough, it was legit. Neil Diamond had seen a TV show with Eddie Rodriguez in Texas, and he wanted him to do a special, to be his guest on the special that the Grammys were doing for Neil Diamond. So lo and behold, it was the real deal. So we put them in touch with each other. Eddie and Neil became friends and talked and all that kind of good stuff. And lo and behold, I guess about maybe a day or two before the actual event, come to find out that Neil Diamond, with all the things in his mind, he was actually thinking of another guy named Eddie Rodriguez from, I don't know from what band that was from. But anyway, in the goodness of his heart, he said, "Well, Eddie, you know, we're booked, we're here, let's do it. You're awesome, you're great." He gave Los Volcanes his own rendition that Neil Diamond wrote of a song called "Red Red Wine." And he gave it to Volcanes, and he said, "Eddie, write a Spanish translation to it, and you guys do it on my Grammy show." So there they were at the Grammys on CBS. This was, I think, early, maybe mid-90s. I'm not sure. But I refer now to the Volcanes as the goodwill ambassadors of Conjunto, because they were playing to a whole audience that really was not real familiar with that type of music, including Neil Diamond, including all the other people that were there. And it was received so well. And, you know, they say that how can I say this? They say nothing happens by mistake in God's world. Well, even though it might have seemingly been a mistake, I think it was definitely fate, because
Yeah.
Eddie and Neil Diamond made good friends. They remain friends to this day. And Los Volcanes, to me, are the goodwill ambassadors of Conjunto music. So my hat's off to Eddie, and it's part of what we've been doing all this time and continue to do. And I think now we're in the next generation of Volcanes. Eddie's son, which is named Sean. I'm getting too many S's in my mouth. Eddie's son, named Sean, is now. I think he won Percussionist of the Year at one of the TTMAs not too long ago. Now he's an established percussionist and composer and producer. So I am just I'm proud as can be of that whole conglomerate right there. Los Volcanes, the Eddie Rodriguez, Seattle, Washington. They do very well up in that area. They're going to come provide some great musical nourishment here in Texas come fanfare. And I'm looking forward to hearing every one of their sets.
They're coming to America today. The Alecran Show is every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and Saturdays at 2 p.m. Thank you very much, Henry, for sharing that with us. Jose Fonseca. Hey, saludos, brothers. How are you doing, brother? Thank you so very much for joining us. Henry says, I broadcast live from the beautiful Central Valley of California,
Cool.
Califas. There you go.
Cool.
And saludos, Henry. And Danny Noyola. No, Danny, I keep saying your name.
Noyola.
Noyola. Sorry,
Hey, Danny Noyola, how are you?
Sorry. Saludos, amigos. Rick Garcia, Ilda Lamas, and Indio from Alma. And Danny Noliev in Corpus Christi,
right.
Texas. There you go.
Very
Hey,
good, man.
Danny and Alma.
Yeah. Hey, how are you doing? And David Vela. Hello, David. Indio. And David Vela from Oakland is watching.
Man, Indio, you've got watchers from all over the world. Literally.
That's what we tried. TDK says that was a great story, Rick. Thanks for sharing that. And that's really cool. I mean, because it is a good story and everything else. And like I said, those are one of the guys that you have on there. One of the songs that I did want to be sure that we were able to cover was let me pull this up real quick because I'm jumping around everywhere. Make sure that I have all of my P's and Q's and my bats and T's and twos and everything else put together. Where did I put it? Oh, okay. So this song Ojitos de Gata, I can't say their name. I can't.
That's by a group called Los Marceles.
Marceles,
they're in Texas, and much like I haven't been with them as long as Volcanes. But I've been Los Marceles have been with me, I guess, maybe 20 years since the old Hacienda days. And when I started CHR Records, they jumped on board. Volcanes jumped on board. Bonnie Mauricio jumped on board. Ruben Garza jumped on board. I would say, and I'm so honored to say, because I'm a relationship guy, I'm so honored to say that probably at least half, maybe more, of the artists from back then are now with CHR Records, and we're having a blast.
Yeah, and it's it shows in the music because the music is clean. I think one of the things that I always tell the people, I don't tell the people, but I always mention whenever I say for artists, all artists, because it's not up to me to dictate to what people listen to. It's not up to me to dictate to people what you can hear and what you can't hear. I believe that all music should be heard. All good music should be heard.
Good man. Yes, sir.
But what I do believe though is it should be in industry standards. Now we know that music has to be mastered a certain way in order for it to be heard right, heard correctly, because if not, then it will damage your equipment, and so you don't want to hear, especially it will, at the bare minimum, it will damage your reputation because you don't want to be playing stuff that's going to be distorted, and they're like, man, the music sounds terrible on this show. You want it to be clean. You want it to be, and that's in the mastering of the song.
I hadn't thought about that, but you're exactly right. Now here's kind of my take on that was that I've heard, and I'm not going to get into names, but I know right now of an artist who I think is fantastic. but I don't think that the product is mixed and mastered correctly. They're not on CHR Records, but I think this artist is really, really awesome. And I've always felt that it was missing that ingredient. Now, I never thought of it from your perspective that it could actually damage your equipment because your bass might be of decibels that your amps might not be able to process correctly. There's so many other items involved that might make it distort, that might make it that could actually damage your gear. And you've got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and then to have that ruined by not playing a song that's adequately produced, that's not really fair. Not to you, not to the artist, and certainly not to the public. So
Well,
it goes hand in hand. I think the number one, the talent, number two, the production, and then number three, hopefully, when people like you, and thank goodness there is you, and I wish there was more like you, that would actually give it a chance to play it. A lot of people say now that they're not hit makers or hit players. Okay, well, that's great, but somebody's got to initiate the ball rolling to become a hit. And thank goodness that you have always had an open door policy. If it's good and if you think it'll be accepted by your audience, you give it a spin, and we'll see where it goes. You've got very good taste in music, I'll tell you that. I was with you in San Antonio when you had Hilda, you had some other people. It was a really, really nice concert, and you were doing the DJing, and it was a fun time. I wish we could do
that's
that.
when people were like, you mean you can DJ? No, I didn't give myself the money for DJ. Of course I can DJ. It's just
What, you can, Lawrence?
Yes, I can.
What can this
I
man
really
not
can.
do?
No, I don't do that. Hey, TDK says, hey, Rick, can I get a shout out from you? I had the pleasure of meeting you in San Antonio at Far West, and I'm looking forward to meeting your wife, Hilda.
Oh, and you put a little fireman there. You forgot about that.
Stop.
Well, of course you can get a shout out. Now I got to level with you. I'm looking at my cell phone, which the letters are like this big. So I have no idea who wrote in requesting a shout out.
TDK. Tejano Dance Kid.
Okay. PDK.
TDK. Tejano
T
Dance
is in
Kid.
Tom.
Tell me again.
Go ahead,
T.
Hilda.
T is in Tom. D is in David. K is in Kevin.
Okay.
How about I text it to you? Oh my goodness, that is hilarious.
Big shout out. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. And my artist, Hilda Lamas, will certainly be there. She'd love to meet you as well. It's always a great time. So yes, big shout out to Mr. TDK.
Very good.
What you guys don't know is that Hilda had to send me a little text message saying TDK, or I wouldn't have known.
In all caps, by the way, all caps.
Patricia Vargas, the Barbie chick. She's, hey, hi everyone. How are you doing? There she goes. K is in Kevin. I know who your favorite brother-in-law is.
That's Natalie. My sister.
Okay.
TDK says, awesome, the best shout out ever.
Awesome. Really good.
And
Patricia,
TDK, I will see you in San Antonio. I'm performing on Saturday and on Sunday, and I'll share more information about that as we get closer.
Definitely. Patricia Vargas says, I would love to meet you, Mr. Rick Garcia, of course. And hopefully we'll have more opportunities, because I plan on having Mr. Rick back plenty of times, because we got to sit there and talk about music and everything else. And Mr. Rick is just an encyclopedia of things. And for those of you that really want to know some of the great stories, and I've sat down and talked to Mr. Rick, and we have these things planned because of the fact that, these are the stories that I told you about before. For those of y'all that are faithful, that have watched me for years and stuff, is that, I am still doing my documentary. I'm still trying to capture all of these stories so that we can retell them, because we don't want to lose these stories. And these are very important stories. Some of them funny, some of them heartwarming, but we want to keep them. And so that way, a tree cannot grow and cannot withstand the wind without good roots. And you need
That's
to know
right.
the roots.
Without a good foundation. And Lawrence, you and I you and I talked in person about this. It wasn't this past Christmas, but the one before that.
The one before,
Our Texas. You came down to I don't remember what restaurant it was now, but the Tejano Legends had a supper, and you were there, and you and I talked at great length about preserving the industry, and I wish we had it before, a long time ago, when I was young and first got into this. I got into this when I was 15 years old. I didn't even have a driver's license yet, but I was hanging out with cats like Tony De La Rosa, Valerio Longoria, Ruben Naranjo, Ruben Vela, Henry Zimmerly, Freddie Martinez, Carlos Miranda, Agustin Ramirez, Ramon Ayala, the big wigs of the day. And I was like a sponge. I was absorbing everything that they said, because to me, they had such feel in their stories and their passion, and it made me feel actually like I was in the same presence of an Elvis Presley or a Carl Perkins or a Janis Joplin or a Brian Wilson, or it might be different genres of music, but the passion, the feeling, the love, it's all the same, baby. If you've got it in you, you've got to get it out of you. And that's the way these guys were. They would drive hundreds of miles to go entertain, and they didn't know if there was going to be 10 people or 1,000 people, or they're going to come back with $100 or $1,000 or no dollars or whatever. But they loved their craft so much, they went out and they did it. And it's rare, because it's really difficult in the life of a musician, because it's hard to be married to a musician, because number one, he ain't ever home. He's always on the road working. And if he's not on the road working, then something's wrong. So that's the passion that these guys have for their craft. They've missed Christmases, birthday parties, anniversaries, Little League games. Heck, I have too. And I'm not a traveling musician, but I've done tens of thousands of studio hours where I go in and I don't know when I'm going to get out. But I look at it as kind of like a surgery. You book a surgery. You got a patient. You got to go work on that patient. And you open up the whatever it is, and you start wheeling, dealing, and making your changes. The surgery might take 2 hours. It might take 22 hours. You don't know. But the bottom line is, you do it until it's done. You do it your best, and you do it to where the artist will feel proud, and where you will feel proud. And hopefully the audience will know that a lot of hard work and passion went into that.
Yeah, I think also on top of that is that we've talked about it before. I know Hilda and I have expressed it, that, and actually we even did it the other day with Pete Astudillo, that it takes more than one person. It's more than just the artist to put out a single. There's a whole slew of people that are involved in just putting out a single. And that was one of the things that he reiterated. And it's good that you sit there and talk about your experiences, because of you're doing it on the producing side. And it's very, very important that people understand that there's a whole village of people that are involved in just releasing a single. It's just
well, Pete is absolutely right. There's a plethora of people involved that contribute to making it happen.
Veronica says, I am the first Tejano artist here in Las Vegas, and I'll be bringing Tejano to Vegas to our locals. There you
go. Way to go,
very much. Let's go ahead and take a listen to the song. Natalie says, you can hear that passion when you speak, Rick. Definitely.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Let's go ahead and hear Ojitos de Gata from Los Marceles. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yep.
You did.
Okay. That's a fifth time is a charm, man. I got it down.
How long have you been practicing that?
I know, because I've been doing it all.
By the way, you're hearing it first on Qvo by DJ NDO. You're playing it for the first time ever in any station on any format. You're breaking it, brother. You're breaking it.
Okay. All right. So this is an exclusive, guys. So this is the first time you've ever heard this song. It's right here on Qvo Radio, just for you guys. Take a listen. you
Now,
go.
I couldn't help but notice the comments while that song was playing. A lot of references that Marcial Chapa sounds like Agustin Ramirez. And yes, I grant you that. Now, I don't know. He doesn't do that on purpose. That's just the way it comes out. Maybe their throats are shaped the same way. I don't know. But he's got that same delivery, just
Yeah.
like they call him El Guti, Agustin Ramirez. And I remember I did that old song, Damelo, and then Que Chulita Estás, and all those early year Augustine songs. And now Marcial Chapa is not intending to copycat anybody. He's doing what he does. And if it happens to reminisce somebody, well, it is what it is. So be it. But I have heard people say, se parece la voz de Agustin Ramirez. Well, it might, but it's not. It's Marcial Chapa.
Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, it's a great song. Like I told you, it was that's why we wanted you on the show so that we could share some of this music. It's really, really great. And it's gonna be on the air, so you know where you can find it. We're gonna be distributing it out there, so be sure that you request it and everything else.
Perfect.
And I'll get more information out there. Henry says to have Rick on my show. Henry, contact me later, PM me, and I'll get that information for that way. I'll set it up.
Perfect.
So
I would love to, Henry. Thank you.
Rick can get it there. Get to you. Vicky V, how are you doing, sweetheart? She just joined us. Says hello, everyone.
Hey, Vicky.
Bobby Castañeda from California. Hello, everyone. Sounds like Gutis, he says.
That's right.
That's right. That's
I've heard that before.
Yeah, Henry says that he's interviewed Los Mercedes a couple of weeks ago. There you go.
Thank you.
TDK says I agree with him as well. And TDK says that's a great song. And it's a great song because it's once again, like I said, what I love about it is very well mastered because it's even keel. We have to understand, and one of the things that I preach all the time, music needs to breathe. It doesn't have to be compounded with all this. It can let it breathe, bro. Sometimes silence is best. Just you don't need that whole in your head. Hello, everyone. Looking great, Rick, the voice, and Hilda Lamas, one of the most beautiful voices in the business. Love the podcast. Much love from Lupi and Sunflowers Rodriguez at Qvo Tejano. How are you guys?
Oh my gosh, thank you guys.
Awesome, very much.
Lawrence, you hit on a very, very key issue that I stress, but it seems like a lot of people don't understand. Music has dynamics, and it does need to breathe. Everything is not balls to the walls, all 3.5 minutes of the song.
Right.
And I don't know if you've ever noticed, but some of the wave files, if you put it on a graph, like let's say a wave, there's no movement. There's just one line of just solid. That means that there's no dynamics. You're just plastering that song, and you're really taking away from the artistry of the song. Because if it doesn't breathe, you're not going to understand really the full intention that the writers and the performers are trying to put into the song. And I know that a lot of engineers, a lot of producers, a lot of mastering engineers, they don't feel they're doing their job correctly unless they just plaster the living crap out of it. And what they don't understand is that they're really hurting it.
Yeah, that's so very true. The nuances, the little nuances of things, even though that we can replicate everything nowadays with technology the way it is, the nuances are what makes it better. And I use this story all the time. Stevie Wonder, when he was helping out Korg, the Korg company, when they came out with their digital piano, the Korg 1, which is famously electric piano, they had the pitch correct. It was spot on, scientifically perfect, but it did not sound right. And they were like, we can't figure out why the pitch is perfect, but there's something missing. And they let Stevie Wonder play it and everything else, and he told them what was wrong with it.
Wow.
It's too perfect because you can't hear the hammer fall. It was missing the slide from the hammer hitting the string.
How incredible.
And once they added in that, then it was where it needed to be. And it has been one of the most sought after keyboard. A lot of live instruments are based off of that, and that was for the longest time, since like the 70s and 80s and 90s. I remember everybody had to have the K1, and because it was that's what it was. But it was the nuances of music is always better. That's why we always say, well, vinyl right now, it's that nostalgic feeling. It's so good, instead of digital, it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
But music needs to breathe, and that's very, very good. Bobby has a very good question. He says, Rick, how was the transition from analog to digital for you, and how long ago did you switch over?
Okay, Bobby, that's a great question. Well, when I originally got into digital, I got into analog in 1973, and it was very limited. There was no 24 track, no 16 track. It was eight tracks. And I don't mean like an 8-track player. I mean, there was 8 channels to record on. So whatever you're going to do, you had 8 channels. And then after that, 16 track was introduced. And when we started the Hacienda Company in 79, we were the very first 24 track studio in South Texas. And a lot of people gravitated to us because they thought, wow, 24 whole channels to work with. That's incredible. Well, now we don't even think in those terms because there's so many on the digital platform. But when I got involved in digital, it was around 1991. The software was called Pro Tools. And I'm still a Pro Tools guy. But Pro Tools was, and in my opinion, still is, the go-to program. They are the cream of the crop. But like now in the back, I've got Pro Tools 2023.
Ableton.
This was just Pro Tools, not 1, not 2, not 10, not whatever. Pro Tools, and it didn't sound good to me. The Sonics didn't do it, and it would freeze, and then you'd lose everything that you did. And I remember one time I was I don't mean this disrespectfully to anybody, but I was doing some mastering with a rap group, and they looked like they just assumed beat up their mother as to be in their recording. And so I'm recording the song, and all of a sudden the machine froze. And I had to unplug, undo, restart. And when I restarted, everything we did was gone.
No.
And I thought, oh boy, I'm definitely going to get beat up now. But they were nice. They redid everything again, but it just wasn't a very trustworthy platform back then. Then it got better. It continues to get better. The Sonics now are amazing. I would not go any other way except digital. I still think that the old days of analog, when you had an analog machine that was properly aligned, the azimuth, the zenith, good tape heads, good pinch rollers, all that kind of good stuff, that was still the cream of the crop and always will be. But that took a lot of work to maintain. I mean, like a lot of work. Now with digital, it's just there. It doesn't require a lot of aligning and setuping and relapping the tape heads and stuff like that. It's just there. So it's easier, and the Sonics are there. We can now do either 16-bit or 24-bit or 32-bit, or you can go up to a higher than the human ears can hear, and it sounds good. So I like it. I'm comfortable now in digital. And I know that it seems like the more the things change, the more they stay the same. Now people are going back to vinyl or even CDs or whatever. But I've had several groups ask me, they say, Rick, can we put this one out on vinyl? And I'm thinking to myself, who owns a vinyl? I don't have a vinyl. I mean, I guess I can go buy one, but I haven't used vinyl in probably 20 years. So it's hard enough to find an automobile with a CD player in it anymore than to go into somebody's house and find a vinyl player. So it just kind of is what it is.
Yeah, there's still some purists out there, though. I have vinyl, so I still have my 1-tape video player, the 1-inch tape.
Yeah,
I still have that. I still
you
have my
the
real.
Was it audio or video?
Both. I have an audio one and a video one. I have the reel to reel. I have the 18 millimeter. I have a 16 millimeter projector. I've got a lot of classic stuff that I keep around.
Wow.
And one of the things that you mentioned and that people don't understand I when I started working on computer, because I have a degree in computer science with a minor in math. And when I started programming way back when, I started programming in Fortran. Fortran is the predecessor to Windows base units. To the predecessor, I mean, Fortran was one of the first 3 languages ever for computer programming, and I've learned computer programming from there all the way to now. And now they're using VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, and JSON code. And I know how to write that code, and it's easier, it's faster, it's quicker, it's just shortcut keys. You don't even have to type out a code. Back in the day, we had to type out 500 characters for a button.
Wow.
A button.
Wow.
No command, just a button. But now you just insert the button and that's it. But here is the thing that people don't understand. If you do not know why or how, you cannot fix it when it breaks.
Yeah.
And so if you are not aware of the construct of what it takes to make it, you will be forever lost because you don't understand the process of what it takes to build it. So
wow.
There's value in understanding. For me, I like to learn all of that aspect of it. And I'm a geek anyway. Why I speak 7 languages and do all that other junk.
No, I tell you what, I think it's really good that you do what you do, because everything you said went right over here. I'm like the
Sorry, Rick.
I'm like the race car driver that can sit and drive the car, but don't ask me what makes the car go. I'm not
just go. Just go.
I'm just going to press the gas pedal and steer it, and I can do a pretty good job. You understand what's underneath the hood, and I don't.
Right. TDK says, I know someone who's great for the video. I always said that she had eyes shaped like a cat.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
I know Rosa would not say the same thing, but okay, I'm sure that's what you're talking about. Rick, who was the musician on the Damelo LP? Some of those arrangements were very progressive.
They were awesome. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but the musicians on that album were the Freddie Martinez Orchestra. And Freddie had a real good group of guys. And they were like a studio band for Agustin, for Carlos Miranda, for, of course, Freddie Martinez. And I think there was a few others, I don't remember. But on drums was a guy named Raymond Garcia. A lot of these guys have passed away. On bass, it was Greg Garcia. Trumpet was a guy named Spook. He might still be around. Another guy, we called him Supa. He was a horn player. And guitar was Carlos Cardenas, who wrote some fantastic songs. He was the guy that wrote Que Casualidad. Joe Bravo was the first one to do it.
Oh, yeah.
He used that particular set of studio musicians. So those guys were awesome. They were in the studio a lot, and I got a chance to be there with them. I was doing more engineering than producing, so I really wasn't qualified to call the shots as a producer. But the guys were, and I watched and I listened to them, and I tried to absorb what they knew, and incorporate that into some of what I did, and it's worked well.
Mm-hmm.
Worked well. I've been fortunate.
That's awesome. Real quick, Papuchi, he says, saludos desde Cuba. How are you doing, Papuchi?
Ooh, he's from Cuba.
Yeah, he's got this wonderful rendition of a couple of Selena songs. He's got an album out, and I've got some of his music here. We're just waiting for the ISRC code so that way they can come in. We can play some of his music. But he's a fan from Cuba. Welcome.
Awesome.
Definitely will.
Yeah. Yolanda Gonzalez Aldalgo, saludos, Indio. How are you doing, Yolanda? Saludos to you, girlfriend. Hey, you know what? When we were talking about the DJ thing, I had remember when we had Machi on here, I didn't get a chance to play. I didn't get a chance to play. We talked about it. I did a little remix that I used to do back in the day with her song La Chica Conquista. And so I have that song and I want to play it for y'all. So this is a remix that I did. It's just a remix. It's nothing special. But it's just a remix that I did. And I just thought it was really cool. I wanted to play it just a little bit for you.
I'd love to hear it. Now, remixes are not that easy to do. So you're selling yourself short if you said it's no big deal. It is a big deal.
It's just what it is. It's cool. It's not fancy.
Vecino a saludarme. Si me subo en el camión me sobran sillas de a montón.
Oops.
And that was a special one from DJ Indio.
We should have called it a mashup. That's what it was. It's a mashup. Sorry. I had to go take some medication.
It's different.
Yeah, it's because people are like, "You really a DJ?" Yes, I really am a DJ. This is you can't find that anywhere. This is what
You're not
I do.
making it up.
Not making it up. I really do this.
I'm just checking.
Really, really do.
Lawrence is a man of many, many talents. The more that I get to know you, the more that I realize you're a man of many, many talents, many hats. You've got more degrees than a thermometer. So you're really a top-notch guy, and you've been in the business a lot longer than people give you credit for. So
that is true.
You know what I'm talking about.
I have been in the business a lot longer than people realize. This is very, very true. Bobby Casinero says, very cool, India. Thank you so very much. And Mondo Loco, hey, how you doing? DJ Mondo Loco, welcome from New Mexico. Bravo. Thank you so very much, sir. I really do appreciate it. They still around, Yolanda? No, they're not. Now it's just Machi all by herself. She's got a new song, a new single out, and we're going to play it here later. Right now, what I do want to do is I do want to share some news because my bestie here, she's got some news coming out. And see, we've been talking. Nice. Saludos desde Angleton, Texas. Quarter Moon Productions. Jim Luna.
Mr. Jim Luna. Hi, Mr. Luna.
How are you doing?
Super sweet, by the way. Super sweet.
Yes. Yolanda says, okay, thank you. You bet. Keith Leal. Hey, how are you doing, Keith? Saludos, Rick.
Hey, Keith.
Keith, how are you, man?
Yeah, Keith.
You've got a listening audience, Lawrence. Keith Leal's a good buddy of mine. His father, Santos, is a good man, and I've known that family for a long time.
Yeah, very good guy. Very good guy. TDK says, Papi Chulo. I have a mix for that one too. I have a mix for that one as well. No. And thanks a lot, Keith. Let us know when your show is on so that we can share it out there. And Jim, let us know what you got going on there at Quarter Moon so that way we can share it and level up together, brother. But Jim
always has something amazing going on, and the talent he brings in is absolutely spectacular.
Definitely, that's for sure. So Ilda's been working hard. She put this thing on her at the beginning of the year. She wanted to accomplish this goal, which is a very ambitious goal.
Yes, tell me about it.
Yeah, goals are good to have. It's it's not necessarily in the accomplishment of the goal necessarily. It's in the task of achieving the goal. That's the key thing. It's in the process in itself. If everything was easy, then nothing would be worth celebrating. Nobody wants to get a participation trophy. Everyone wants to get the winner trophy, right? Yeah. And that's just the way it is. It's not. And I'm not going on this whole thing about winners and losers or anything like that. That's not what I mean. What I mean is it's so much sweeter when a struggle is there. I think that's what we need to understand. The struggle that we put ourselves through, and once we achieve our goals, that is when it's a sweeter thing. Yes. And so when of the time that I've known you, Ilda, and I love your music, I love your Christmas music. Your Christmas music still plays, by the way, on the radio station. Yes, yay. I know.
Thank you, Lawrence.
People still call me. I think last year it was in June, wasn't it? The last time when somebody was like, "Dude, you got to do something about your radio station. What happened?" Yeah, you got a Christmas song playing. I was like, I know.
I love it.
But it's June, and I was like, yeah, I like the song.
If it was up to me, it would be Christmas year round. Like, really.
That's Qvo Radio. It's just, we just like what we play. That's all it is. Hilda, I am inviting you to the show August 31st in Rockport, Texas. Fiesta en la Playa. There you go. Rockport.
Oh my gosh, Mr. Luna, thank you so much.
There you go, Mr. Luna.
I think I'm gonna cry. Like, no, y'all don't have any idea. Like, when Mr. Luna puts on an event, it's huge, and like people turn out. Like, he knows what he's doing. And if there's any promoter in the business right now that I would say like is on his game, who treats artists right, who does right all the way around to everybody, it's Mr. Luna. That's right. Wow. So thank you so much, Mr. Luna. I am so honored. Thank you.
Definitely. Rick, was that you on board on the live Josefa video on YouTube with long hair and no shirt?
Oh my goodness.
Is it? I'm like, wait. I gotta know this. Is it? That was a good question.
Bobby.
I refuse to answer on the grounds that it might tend to incriminate me.
Bobby, I'm gonna work on getting that answer for you, man. Because I want to know.
Alfredo Rios de Loon Meskin says, I heard someone singing a song about marijuana. Did catch who was on?
I love that.
Ay, Alfredo. I'm sorry.
Y'all are funny.
I don't know about you guys. I'm having a great time right now.
So we're getting back to Hilda. Hilda's been working.
Getting back to the music, guys.
We don't want to talk about anybody with that.
Y'all
for sure.
Funny. I mean, just so y'all know, I know what he looks like with his shirt off, right? But I'm gonna have to go compare that video now.
It was on Qvo Radio. There is a song, and it's from those guys. the name of the band is Those Guys, and they
Okay.
the accordionist is um Chapo. I can't remember his real name. I call him Chapo. He plays accordion for Angelique and Steve, and they
I
were
know who you're talking about, but I don't remember his real name either.
they are
That's
great
bad. Forgive
guys.
me. That's
They are
horrible.
great guys. They were Grupo Rio for Johnny
Wow.
Hernandez when Johnny was doing
Oh,
his thing.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
they're called Those Guys. And Jim Luna says, "Call me, please, Jim. We will call you, and we'll set that
Yes.
up. And Jim, I'll show up with my camera, my equipment, and stuff. Esteban Cerda. Thank you so very much, Mando Loco. That's who it
Fantastic.
is.
Thank you. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mr.
Thank
Lou.
you
That's
so much,
excellent.
Mr. Luna. Yes. Can we get off here in like an hour, give or take? Is that too late to call you? Should I call you tomorrow?
Yeah. That's a good question. Anyway, like I was saying, that's a good question to ask. So, we are always about promoting music and promoting bands and everything else. So, if you are an artist or if you know of an artist like Papucci, by the way, don't forget about Papucci from Cuba because I know he's still watching. Um, but if you are an artist, if you know of an artist that has some music and they want that music to be heard, please send it in to here admin at qvoradio.net, not .com, .net, and then we'll be sure to
And
get it
not
on
dot
here.
live, it's dot net.
Not
Yeah, I had that wrong for a long time.
I had to, but I won't tell you why.
but just go ahead and send it in. Like just remember, good, great tonight is fine. He says. Uh,
Oh, yay. Thank you, Mr. Luna.
but like I said, the thing is just go ahead and send it in so that way we can go ahead and do it. Like I've said earlier today, it has to be within these industry standards, and you have to have an ISRC code. That is for you and
Yes.
not for me, because Qvo Radio is a fully accredited radio station with the ASCAP, BMI, C6, SOCOR, SOCAN, and we do subscribe to Soundstripe. So it is a fully accredited radio station. So if you're listening to us on the app or if you're listening to us on the website, then you will see an add to cart button. You can click on the add to cart button. You can buy the song or the album. I don't make any money from that transaction, but I do get a discount on my licenses for participating in the program. Thank you so very much for giving me that opportunity to say that to y'all. That is a lot. Veronica says you are
Breathe,
so
Lawrence, breathe.
right.
So you
Veronica
provide a lot of
says,
service. That's excellent.
well, you know what? If for me, I wanted to set us apart for Qvo Radio. I wanted us to be different, and I wanted us to definitely be a place for artists to come to share their music and know that this is a stop that they can count on us. This is a stop where their music is going to count and where they can count on. And I provide a service that no terrestrial radio station has, because terrestrial radio only applies to ASCAP and BMI, and I have C6, SOCOR, and all of them, and most internet radio stations don't have ASCAP and BMI.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I am able to do all of it. So those are all of the licenses. Those are performance licenses. Those are songwriter licenses. Those are artist performance licenses. That's all of them, and that is why it's important, because of the fact that it covers everybody, and it is.
Yeah.
We provide a service that is bar none above everyone else. And I believe that's why we have so many listeners. And that's what we do. Veronica says, you are so awesome, India. No, I'm not.
You are.
No, I'm not even close.
You are. Aww,
Artists like
you
me are so
are.
grateful. Thank you so very much. It's so far from the truth, man. I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh man, I'm still me, because that dream was so awesome. Rick, could you tell us a little bit more about your podcast? You have Rick's show, by the way, airs here on Sundays.
Yes.
Now it shows on its regular time, 11 o'clock. But during football season, I kick it down in the morning because it's football season.
That's awesome.
It's during football season.
That's funny.
Thank you for the question. And to talk a little bit about my podcast, number one, I wish that I had more time to devote to it, because there's a lot of stuff there. What I do is, and I'm not tooting my horn or whatever. That's not where I'm coming from. But I've had the honor of being in this business for over 6 decades now, and that means that I've pretty much worked with everyone at one time or another, and I've accumulated a heck of a lot of content over the years. And my show is called Through the Decades, where I'll take my favorite songs from the 70s, from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now in the 2020s. And it's not limited to only Spanish. You know, I've had a chance to work with some wonderful English talents. Like, I don't know if you all remember that artist by the name of Eddie Money, who passed away not too long ago. But I engineered his songs, Baby Hold On and Two Tickets to Paradise. Had a blast learning from him. And also Steve Jordan, when he did his blues numbers like Ain't No Big Thing, Mingo Saldivar, The Red of the Fuego, just different, Freddie Fender, and of course the Conjunto, the Tonys, the people that are special to me, which is about like everybody I've ever worked with. I'm fortunate that I haven't had any run-ins with anybody that was of a bad nature. You know, I've been around a lot of good people, and I've accumulated a lot of good music. So I try to go back and play stuff through the decades that has gone on. And my goal is to do one a month. Now, to show you how busy I've been lately, the last one I did was in December, and it's all Christmas stuff. So that's no January, no February, but I do need to hit one like now and try to be consistent on once a month instead of once every 3 months. I don't want it to go quarterly because it's very special for me to talk about the songs, the artists, and tell the stories. I think the history of the music is just as fascinating as the music itself. The stories of when Tony De La Rosa and I would drive after midnight between Rivera and Falfurrias, that highway that stretches like 30 miles of just nothing. And we would be driving and he would be driving. I didn't have a license yet, so he'd be driving and I was listening to all the stories he would tell me. And they were so fascinating. And I learned so much. The same thing with like Mingo Saldivar, the same way with Pio Trevino, same way with all these artists. I want to talk about the stuff, and believe me, with every artist and every song, there is stuff to talk about. Generally, it's a heck of a lot of fun. It's funny. And if it goes a little bit off color, I will do my best to bring it down to where it's not horribly offensive. Although if those walls could have talked back then, it would have been a whole different story. But it was the attitude of the era, and that was another era that will never be copied, never be duplicated. And it's fun to play those songs, and it's fun to talk about what was going on in that era.
Definitely. That's that. And you know what? You can hear the show, and we do update it whenever he sends it to me. If not, you can catch my show, which should have been a bigger hit, which is also kind of similar. It's just music. It's just music that I believe that it's like the B-side of LPs and extra songs that were on CDs and cassettes that didn't get heard. And I believe that they're really good songs and they should have been heard. It's just back in the day, in our day, music was just push. And sometimes they would put 10 songs on a CD and they only released 3. And the rest of them were just sitting there. And so, but there's a lot of good music there, and it needs to be heard. Henry, by the way, says I will be having Imposible on the Alecran show Wednesday, March 13th, 8 p.m.
Awesome.
Make sure to tune in. The Alecran show Wednesday, March 13th, 8 p.m. Central. That it will have Grupo Imposible. Very, very cool.
Perfect. Yes, we will be tuning in from San Antonio. We'll be in San Antonio by then.
Yeah, we will be in San Antonio then. Alfredo says, I listen to Qvo Radio all the time. I like listening to all the new artists. Thank you so very much. That's really awesome for you. Thank you so very much. Yolanda Lawrence, can you inbox me? Yes, I will inbox you for Midwest All-Stars interview. Definitely.
Yes.
Yes, of course. Exactly. Yolanda says exactly. Those are the stories that we need to do. Yes, it is. Listening to all of those. Maribela
said, Lawrence, that was really, really, hit the nail spot on to me, was that back in the day, we recorded 10 to 12 songs per album. and we would release a single, maybe a second single, but there was a good 6, 8 songs that were good, but they were album cuts. They never got heard.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And but yet they're gems, they're golden gems. And
Mm.
part of the thing that we're doing now on CHR, and I've done only a few, but I'm doing things like a flashback of, or the best of, or the like a man by the name of Valerio Longoria, who I think is just dynamite. People
Yeah.
didn't know what good boleros he did. I mean,
Oh
he did
yeah.
a lot of things, but man, when that guy did a bolero, it was so romantic. It would just bring tears to your eyes. He felt the music. So I just put on there something, I forget the name of it now, Boleros de Oro or something like that. But I grabbed all the Valerio songs that were boleros that people had forgotten about, that never really came out. And if they did come out, they got absolutely no publicity or visibility whatsoever. So I
Yeah.
put them out on a compilation, and you'd be surprised how well that is streaming right now.
Yeah, because he was really well known for his accordion and most of his instrumentals, as opposed to just and
Mm-hmm.
like Eva, La Reina del Acordeón, Eva, she's, I mean, to me, she's just so far beyond. She was so ahead of her time, and
Yes.
you know, she was not given the opportunity because she was a woman, and you know that
Yeah.
was back then. Linda says you are so blessed to have the type of work that you do every day. Every day is different and enjoyable, I'm sure. Thank you so
Aw.
very much, Linda, for sharing that with us.
Mhm.
Hey, Bumper Gomez, Bumper, Qvo, hope all is well. Long live
Bumper.
Tejano. Hello, Bumper. We'll hope to see you pretty soon here, brother. Thank you so very much for joining us, man. I
Yes.
really do appreciate you, bro.
Yeah.
You
Thank you,
you are
Parker.
so right, Rick. That's right. You are so right about the whole thing about having, you know, the those are the songs. Like I said, those are the things that we never got to listen to those songs, and there are a lot of them were really really good, especially
Really.
the first albums, because
Mhm.
back in the day they would write a lot of their own music, and those first albums were all of their best music when they first
Yeah.
started out, and then they put it all on this album, and they only released 2 or 3 songs, and they were like, well, we got to move on, and they're like, wait,
Yes.
and
That's right.
if they were pigeonholed, it was worse. You're a cumbia band, so we're only going to release your cumbias, and you're like, but
Mhm.
I'm not a cumbia.
That's amazing, because at one time that was the case. It was kind
Mhm.
of like, I don't want to say I don't want to say taboo, but for whatever reason, cumbias were discouraged from being recorded, and I'm not sure
Right.
why. But some of the cumbias from back then that didn't get the appreciation they deserved are
Mhm.
now coming back and getting their just airplay, their just due. And
Right.
I'll be continuing to work on that in my Through the Decades series. So bottom line, I've got work now for the next 75 years of my life if I live that long.
Henry says Valerio Longoria is credited for introducing lyrics to conjunto music with his beautiful boleros. Yeah, very true.
Boleros, that's exactly right.
Very, very true. And it is exactly right. You know, the once again harping back to the documentary that I'm working on is, you know, capturing those stories,
Mhm.
those transitions, and people don't understand where we take it for granted because we just accept it for what it is, and we don't really understand or know the struggles that people had and how things
Yeah.
came about. You know,
Oh wow.
I
Yes.
I made a comment a couple of days ago about the Beyonce thing. You know, where people are upset over Beyonce and country music and everything else. And look, I don't like the song. It doesn't matter to me about the song, but what people, you know, that's just a personal opinion of mine. But one of the things that I do not understand is you don't understand the impact that black music has had on country music. The banjo is an African instrument.
I didn't
Bluegrass did not exist if it
know.
wasn't for African beats. You know, the
Mhm.
the fiddle in its existence, the way it's played right now, is an African instrument. That that
Wow.
that did not, you know, you have to understand where this, you know, evolves from, you know, and
Yeah.
people don't understand that, and they're ready to, you know, bite and chew and everything else, but they don't understand there's value in some of the things that this is out there, and that's why it's there.
That would be a
Knowledge.
great story to write about. See, I think of
Mhm.
fiddle, I think of hillbilly music. I
Yeah,
don't think of African music at
it
all.
is. It is.
So I
But
didn't know that.
yeah, the banjo is exactly the same way. As a matter of fact, The person who mentored Hank Williams, not Hank Williams Jr., Hank Williams
Mhm.
is a black guy. The person who
Yes.
mentored Johnny Cash is a black guy. Cletus, what is his name? Cletus, I can't remember. He's the world. He's in the Grand Ole Opry known for picking guitar. The first person to start picking guitar in the Grand
Hmm.
Ole Opry.
Oh
He's
wow.
been credited as the inventor of picking guitar. He didn't invent it.
Really?
He
Huh.
picked it up from Mabel Clark, a black woman who he studied under, and she taught him how to pick guitar.
Hmm.
Those things
Wow.
are where that's what Grand Ole Opry was founded on. But
Wow.
there, you when you put color into it and all this other stuff, it becomes a. Why don't we just be good people? That's so much easier. Be good
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah.
we
Well, I
don't
know a
have
lot of people think of like the song Hound Dog of
to. Right.
Elvis Presley or Carl Perkins, but to me, Big Mama Thornton had
Thank you
by
very
far
much.
the best version of that.
Yes, that's right. I
Yep.
love hearing history and some of our favorite artists from people who experienced it. Thanks, Rick and Lawrence. Thank you, Paul. I
Yeah,
didn't.
thank you.
I like sharing stories and everything else, and some of the things that we've done. 60 years of so much beautiful, different types of music. You are so gifted and talented, Senor, and you know that's a compliment to you. I'm not that old. It's not me. Cletus car. There you go. Thank you very much, Wanda Loco. Tejano cumbias have come a long way since the 70s. El Cucaracho on Freddie Records comes to mind. The rhythm wasn't quite there. No, it wasn't. But you know what? There was other kinds of cumbias that people didn't realize. Cumbias,
That's right.
actually, the cumbia beat in itself was more based on the African beat and kind of massaged more from the Peruvian sound, and the Peruvian that sound came up through the South American, and you had vallenato and the sonidero and that kind of music, and that kind of what was influenced. So a lot of the music, that's where you get that from. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it has and will continue to evolve. So
yeah, and then there's nothing wrong with the evolution of music, and that's
no,
why
not at
music
all.
is.
I love that.
Latin is a
Yeah.
dead language because it never evolved, and that's why we need to evolve it right now. Linda
Uh-huh.
Granado says, "I love that hillbilly music." There you go. You know what? Speaking of music, I was already leading into it, and I didn't get a chance to sit there and say that, but I've been trying to cue it up and everything else. My friend Ilda Lamas has this song,
It's
and
not a Christmas song,
it's not a Christmas song. No, it's not.
Oh, and it'll
but
be
it'll
heard
feel
for the
like
first time
Christmas.
on your station.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. It's a beautiful. Indio, I don't know where you keep all that knowledge for that great conversation. Thank you, Rita.
Oh, thanks, Rita.
My brain is kind of my. I don't know. It just falls in here. By the way, Rita, it is. By the way, for Rita's deal, real quick, we're selling raffle tickets, so it's to help pay for all the things because it's free. $20 a ticket, and I'll have that thing on my website. So please buy those tickets. That's how you support your artists. Go out to their shows,
Yes.
buy their merch.
Yes.
That's how you support it. They're going to be celebrating 2 years of performing, Rita and Grupo Animo. And if
Wow.
you've ever want to see a show, go and watch that. I always make this joke about. I don't make it it's not a joke. This is my story about when they say, well, tell me a little bit about Rita and what's Rita like. And I said, well, Rita can sing and she'll hit a note, and then she'll bake some cookies. She'll do her taxes, write letters to
While
Santa,
she's holding this note, right?
and send them out, and then and then finish out. That's how long she can hold that note.
Wow.
So, it's like 3 days later, everybody's passed out and she's still holding the note. On key. That's how long she holds it.
Wow.
She's amazing. She's the one.
She is amazing.
When I heard her sing Tennessee Whiskey, I was
Wow.
like, wow.
What a
this girl,
song. Yeah.
What a song. And you know what? She does a Freddie Fender. She's like lies, all lies. Thank you. It keeps getting longer, doesn't it? It's
I
like
mean,
3 days.
I don't know if that's lies because Rita, I watched you last year at Fanfare, and I don't think there's much exaggeration in that.
Yeah, she's really good. But the she's got a Freddie Fender Wasted Days and Wasted Nights. It's just killer. It's just killer.
Hmm.
But what is this in? Where did you get the inspiration for this song, Hilda? No more, no more, no more. I'm not going to read anything else. We're just talking about this dadgum song because we need to hear this song because it's a good song, girl. I'm telling you, it's a good song.
Thank you.
I mean, you know, I've been listening to it. You know, I'm already thinking music video. And no, you're not going to do it with anybody. You're going to do it with me. And I mean, what's the gist? Where did you get this? Because it's got some bones on it. It's got some meat. You know, you can, you know.
Honestly, it was just one of those songs that I heard, and I was like, "Oh my god, I have to do this song." So it was written by Adasa and her husband Gabriel Candiani. Amazingly talented people, super dear friends of ours. And I heard her demo of it, and I told Rick, this was God, what, 6 years ago now? It's been, we've been sitting on this song for that long. It's just one of those. And I just told him I have to do it. And I was on him about it. I was like, I have to do this song. And it was just one of those that you connect. Like, you just like, you know what? That's me right there. I feel that. And recording this song, it was super cool because it let me blend the foundation, which is conjunto, with a little bit of Tejano. And then I got to add my soulful, bluesy, gutsy voice into it. So I pulled a lot of inspiration from my blues and put it in. And so I don't know, it's just like it's a nice mixing pot that encompasses a little bit of everything that I am. And yeah, I had a lot of fun recording this song.
Well, I will tell you this. I've heard you sing live. I know what you sound like, you know, when you power out a song. And I mean, you have the pipes, you have the ability, there's no doubt. And I've always been a fan of the way, Rick, the way you mix, because I love that it breathes, that it grows on you. It's not, you know, it's beautiful. It's there. And that's what I really like about it. But there's a lot going on here, but it's in the right spot, if that makes any sense. It's very well constructed is the best way that I can put it, because sometimes you need a song to slap you in the face and say, pay attention. And
wow,
this is one of those.
Well, I tell you what, I'm glad that you feel this is that kind of a song, because to me, this is the kind of song also that allows Hilda to put her grit into the song.
Right.
And so, yes, there is a lot going on, but hopefully it's in its place. It's not overshadowing the artist. So Hilda gets to do what she does and what she does best. And that is to just belt out a song, put that heartfelt emotion that's just going to slap the living crap out of you. And she does a very good job on it. I think no one's heard this single yet. So yes, I mean, if
I heard it.
If you I
put it together.
We would be honored to have a video done on it, and I can't think of a better place to do it. So I'm looking forward to hearing what happens with it.
Well, and
Definitely.
Lawrence did help with the art, the cover art, and so I'm so appreciative for that. So thank you so much for that. You
Cool.
made me look fabulous and flawless. So I just, you know what, honestly, I just hope everybody likes it. It was a true labor of love. I could not have done it without Rick, could not have done it without Lawrence. Of course, huge shout out to Adasa and Gabriel Candiani. Thank you guys so much for writing an incredible song.
Yeah.
And letting me sing it, right? It's just amazing. And so, yeah, I hope everybody likes it. We're going to do the debut right here with DJ Indio. Nobody else gets to hear it unless they're tuned into this show right now, because it does not drop to digital platforms until March 22nd.
Yeah. So this is just for y'all, so that way y'all can take a listen to it. And it goes like this.
Pero viejo, no aprende.
There you have it. Nice.
Oh, y'all are so
Lucy,
sweet.
you got a lot of fans. Let's start way up here. Bobby says India wears the headset to keep all that knowledge from leaking out.
That's a good one, Bobby. That's a real good one.
Harvey Valdez, saludos. How are you doing? Lucy Lopez, hello from Amarillo. How are you doing, girlfriend?
Hi, Lucy.
Let me go back to Harvey Valdez real quick. Harvey, was that you that played bass with Jackie Romantico a long time ago?
Yeah, Harvey, is that you, brother? I'll get to the comments. I had to scroll down. Lucy Lopez says, hello from Amarillo. How are you doing, Lucy? Thank you so very much for all your help, sweetheart. She is a promoter. She is a manager. She is a woman of jack of all trades and just definitely an amazing person. Linda Granado, DJ Indio, you are the best in my book. Oh, that's sweet. You didn't have to say that. Thank you for interviews with such awesome talent and are amazing and deeply inspiring. I appreciate it. Thank you so very much. You didn't have to say that. But...
Linda, I share that same sentiment. I think he is amazing.
Henry says, I love it. There you go.
Oh, thank you, Henry.
The growl and the grit that's in it. I hope people really pick that up. It's really, Linda, let's set that interview. There you go. Hey, Amarillo, how's it looking over there? Yeah, by the way, how is it over there with fires and everything else? Bobby says, that sounds awesome. Congratulations, Rick and Ilda. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Lupe Longoria Munoz says, wow, Hilda, what a song. You aced it.
You aced it.
Oh, thank you, Lupe.
Looking good tonight. Looking good. Rita says, girl, that lipstick. You look amazing. Great song. Congratulations. Yolanda says, she sang this song with all her emotions. Great job. So very TDK. Wow, 3 exclusives in one show. Great job, Hilda. That's right, TDK.
Thank you so much.
Bring your bowl, man. You're going to eat supper tonight when you come over here to this show. Lots of soul, says Bobby. Linda, big thumbs up. Lots of thumbs up. Thank you so very much. Mondo Loco says, love it. Yes, your highs are very, very nice. The highs are higher, bro. If you listen to her live, the highs are higher. Yes, definitely. And Lucy Lopez says, thank you, and a great song. Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, that's awesome. And for those of you that are DJs, be sure that you inbox me so that way I can make sure that you get the music, so that way I can make sure get it out there. Gracie says, awesome, of course.
Hi, Miss Gracie. Thank you, Miss Gracie. Hey, we've got big plans for Fanfare Week. Me and Miss Gracie were doing TikToks. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
It's going to be a fun fanfare, is all I can say.
It is. Oh my gosh. We have so many things planned. So, Lawrence, let me know if I leave anything out. We've got the radio gala, right? We're kicking that off on Thursday. And then Friday, we're doing Tejano TV at Janie's Record Shop. Right. And then Joanna Ray's performing. So we have to make sure that y'all all go out to see Miss Joanna Ray.
She's awesome.
And then what are we doing Saturday? Oh, I'm performing Saturday.
Oops.
Did I forget? It's hard to keep it all straight. Like, it's gonna be poodle party the entire week, and I'm just like,
Rita says, I didn't get that invite. I need more TikTok.
Rita, you are so invited. Oh my gosh. Okay, we have to coordinate. I have your number. We're gonna text and we're gonna coordinate, and we're gonna get Joanna Ray in on these TikToks too, because girl power. And we might actually get Lawrence in a few TikToks.
What? No, I don't do TikToks.
What do you know? Why not?
I don't know how to. I can barely do the ticks, much less the talks.
So we're gonna be doing lots of TikToks. So if you guys see us out and about, let's record something. So then Saturday I perform from 3:25 to 3:35 on the Magic Theater stage. Okay, and then on Sunday, and I'm super stoked about Sunday, I'm from noon to 12:10 on the Mexican stage, which is Hot Tejano. So y'all need to come out and hear some of the new music. I'm super excited to sing some of the new songs for you guys. In fact, I think everything I'm performing is going to be new stuff. I'm not going to pull any of the old stuff. It's all going to be 100% brand new stuff that you haven't heard before, and I'm excited about it.
TDK says, hello, Gracie. Hope to see you at Fanfare. I would love a picture with you, Gracie and Hilda.
And then
Rita says, heck yes, love it. And Yolanda says, Rick, when is your podcast?
When
And
is my podcast? Well, it airs in different markets at different times, but it's always on Spotify. Rick Garcia's Through the Decades. There's, I think, probably 20 or 22 episodes, maybe a little bit more. And there should be one added every month. Now, I've got to admit, I've been slacking a little bit, but hopefully I'll pick that up. But it's on Spotify through Rick Garcia's Through the Decades. And I know that Lawrence airs it. Some other stations air it. I'm not sure exactly what time. Mas Chingon Radio airs it. Texas Jukebox Radio, some other places, but it's up to them to decide what time period.
11 o'clock Saturdays.
11 o'clock Saturday.
Sundays, I apologize.
11
Sundays.
o'clock on Sundays now that football
Bobby.
season is over.
Bobby Castaneda says, may I ask who the musicians were on Hilda's track?
I only know one because I'm going to be honest. Most of the time when the musicians are hard at work, it's all Rick. Because he prefers I stay out of it because I have too many opinions.
Yeah.
I don't like the way he looked at me. He smelled like corn pops. I don't know why he smelled like corn pops.
No, he has to pull rank and he's like, well, are you producing this or am I? And I'm like, ooh, I just got shot.
Am I producing you or am I just recording you? I don't understand. He has a lot of input.
I have lots of thoughts.
My brain can handle.
My brain doesn't know how to shut off, guys. Like that's what it is. Like it just doesn't shut off. I just have all these ideas. And just because I have the ideas doesn't necessarily mean that they're good ideas. So the only musician that I know, and I only know this because he plays with me live, he's part of my live band, is Mr. Richard Della Riva. I know he did keys on it.
Yes.
Other than that, Rick, who else played on this track, Rick?
We have different people that we choose to do different things on different projects. Good studio cats. I believe, I don't want to get it wrong because then they'll get mad at me, but I believe that was a guy named Mike. I don't remember his last name on bass. A guy named Tony Lopez, I think was his name, on bajo sexto. And the drums. That wasn't.
You're gonna get people mad.
I don't remember on drums.
He's gonna get everybody mad.
Don't do
everybody.
Don't do it, Rick. We'll get the names. We'll get the names.
I thought we were better friends than that.
Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. Lupe Longoria says, y'all make sure to visit us at the Mexican Qvo Tejano stage. We are so excited to see you perform at Fanfare. Lupe, let us know what shows you got going on, so that way we can pass on the information. We would love to share your information and everything as well.
Yeah.
You're all about.
Yes, and I will be on that stage on Sunday, y'all. So it's going to be a real party. So I'm excited about that one.
Yes, definitely. So share your information, brother, so that way we can share it as well. And another thing too, I want to remind y'all guys about the event that we have going on this weekend here in San Angelo. So if you're in West Texas, come on out. We have Angelique, one of my favorite bands. I've known her for a long time. An amazing, beautiful woman. I actually had this conversation with a couple of friends of mine, and they were like, they were talking about, artists and, how looks are, were a big thing and everything else. And I always say Angelique is the most beautiful woman. And they're like, Angelique. And I was like, when she's a grown ass woman with grown children, and to look that beautiful at her age, then if you can pull that off, then you can talk some shit. But if you can't, then I don't want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easy to be cute and pretty when you're 20, but when you're a grown woman and you got kids in college and still look hot, then you can talk some smack. But until then, put it away. See what I'm saying?
Well said, and well said, sir.
And so, but she's puts on a show. She knows how to put on a show. She's an entertainer, and she's great vocals, great band, very quick. I mean, very clean, very on point. And then Asalto. These guys, they are just so well put together, so much heart, and so much grit. And I just love their attitude, and I love what they bring to the table. And they're going to be performing also, Rita and Animal. I love these guys because of the fact that they're so fun loving and so willing to give of themselves and put themselves 100% out there, 100%, and put on a great, great, great show. And I already told you about Rita. She can sing it, everything. When Shelly said, hey, because I set it up for her to go and record at Shelly Lattice's studio, and Shelly's like, well, what key does she sing in? And I said, all of them.
Good.
That's what she sings in. So definitely. Veronica says, amen, Lawrence. Thank you so very much, sweetheart. This is very, very true. Women should be appreciated for who they are and what they bring. Women are the key to happiness. You give a woman a house, she will give you a home. You give her some food, she will give you a meal. You give her some love, she will give you a family. Treat women right. Actually, you should treat everybody right, because
yes.
We should be good to each other instead of this whole, So anyway, that being said, we've got some more music that we're going to be sharing along the way. We're kind of at the end of the show, but we're going to give Rick, go ahead and let us know what you've got going on and how they can get a hold of you for CHR Records, if they want to get some more information, if they want to book you or whatever it is. And this is just you, so that way you can get out your information. Don't forget to share your news. I have to fix their website, so it's not up. So don't get mad at him. I will fix it.
It's my fault.
Don't do that. I will fix it. So it will be there, just not right now.
That's interesting, because usually Hilda tells me everything's my fault. So this is kind of cool.
So here's Rick Garcia from CHR Records.
Well, it's interesting because right now we are doing a major upgrade to our website, chrrecords.com. But for right now, I would suggest you go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/CHR Records. There you'll find our official music page. Then I've also got facebook.com/official Rick Garcia, or Rick Garcia official. I'm not sure in what order that is. So there you can find, that's more about the radio show or the events that I host or things like that. And then just plain old facebook.com/Rick Garcia. That's more of a family thing. Of course, everybody's welcome to go check it out and give me a friend request or whatever. And that's where I put pictures of my grandkids playing baseball and stuff like that. So I'm utilizing Facebook to the max that I know how to use it. And that's about it, because I don't know how to use the other ones.
I'm sorry.
Did the world disappear?
We're giving him a crash course in everything TikTok. Just FYI, guys.
I don't understand TikTok.
It's okay. We're gonna get you and Lawrence in on a TikTok.
I don't understand any of that. What's that used to be? It used to be Twitter. Now it's
Twitter. Now it's X. I kind of stopped using that one only because I don't get the whole X thing. Like, why? Like,
I don't use it at all. By the way, Linda Granado says, "Amen." Thank you so very much, sweetheart. Yes, blessings to you all. Beautiful voice, mija. A beautiful voice.
Thank you.
So y'all guys, thank you so very much for spending some time with us. I hope that you get some good music. So you were exposed to some of this music and you like the music. Don't be looking out for y'all guys. Go be looking out for it. We got Enter coming up here pretty soon. I will be out there. I will have some Qvo Radio t-shirts. Some of them, I plan on selling them. But this is what happened to me at Vegas. I had 20 shirts to sell. And then I was so excited because people were like, "Hey, aren't you NDO from Qvo Radio?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yes. Here, take a t-shirt." And I said, you know what? Anybody that recognizes me, I'm gonna give them a t-shirt.
Wow.
My t-shirts lasted for about an hour.
Yeah, that's pretty quickly. Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize that people know who I am. That's kind of crazy because I mean, who the hell am I? I'm just some guy from Vancouver, Texas. I'm nobody special. So
I think I'm gonna make a t-shirt that says "I know DJ NDO," and I'm gonna wear it.
That's not a bad idea.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I wonder how many things I would get for free. Like,
no, you don't even
at the
try.
Restaurant.
That's not cool. That is not Anyway, I will have some NDO t-shirts out there. I mean, not NDO. Now you got me saying NDO. Oh, I will have some Qvo Radio t-shirts out there, but I encourage y'all, if y'all have an opportunity, go to Fanfare, go out there. There's other things that are going on in San Antonio as well, but the main thing is go out, and some of these bands are traveling from far away, like
Yeah,
like the guys that are coming from Seattle, Washington. They're coming from New Mexico. They're coming from California. They're coming from all over, just so that way they can get some exposure.
Mhm.
Go out there, give them an opportunity, listen to them, buy their merch, get their information, and please don't do this. Don't that won't do you justice. You record it in your mind, and it's 10 times better than what you see it on your phone, because when you go to share it, you're going to look at it and go, man, they were 10 times better when I was there than what it was on your phone. Don't do that, and that way you can get their information. You can go and visit them, and go visit their website. You can buy their merch, buy their songs. That's how you support Tejano music. That's
And I tell you what, these guys, they love it when you take the time to go up there and shake their hand and tell them what a great job they did. Because believe me, they work very hard at their craft. So the best way to acknowledge that is to go up and say hello to them, that you like their performance, you enjoy their show. That, to me, I've seen with my guys, that almost like makes it all worth it. All the hours in the studio, all the hours of practicing, all the stuff that goes on when you go up and say, man, fantastic. That's huge. So please, by all means, do that.
Yes, I look forward to meeting everybody out there. So if you guys are out there, make it a point to, if you see me, to come tell me hi. I want to take pictures with you, and maybe even we'll do a TikTok together and do like the whole fanfare montage.
Don't do that.
Why not? That would be so cool. Oh my gosh.
No.
I love meeting people. I love connecting with people. So if you guys see me out and about, don't be shy.
I will share this with you. I was with one of my artists at Slack Monster Studio with Sevi, and we recorded this person's first song. And when the song was complete, she was with her mom and her dad, and she was in the studio, and we played it for them after it was completed, after it was fully mastered and ready to go. And they were in there and they were listening to it fully mastered for the very first time. And it was a song that she wrote, and she listened to it, and her mom and her dad and she, all three of them, they cried.
Wow.
And we looked at each other, both Sevi and I, and afterwards they apologized, and I said, don't apologize. That is what motivates us. That's what motivates myself. That's what motivates Sevi. That's why we do what we do.
Mm-hmm.
It is the love of music. There's no amount of money that can get you that kind of feeling, and that's really what it is. And so it's definitely the same thing. TDK says, I did the same thing with my t-shirts. I still have the shirts and no one recognized Nice.
TDK, okay, I'll make you a deal. We can swap t-shirts at Fanfare. I will give
fireman,
you
bro.
one and you give me one of yours, okay?
You didn't have the fireman outfit on. Chris Zavala, how are you doing? Hello, Rick. Sorry. Hello, Rick. How are you doing? Chris Zavala says, love you, brother. Alfredo
Love
says,
you.
Hilda, I'll come dressed as a fireman.
Alfredo, if you do that, we are definitely doing a TikTok, and we're going to tag Lawrence. And it's going to go up like everywhere.
No, stop. Chris Zavala, how are you doing, brother? Thank you so very much. Because of the lone Mexican. Y'all guys are beating up on me. Hey, I'd like to remind you once again, don't forget that we have the show that's coming up this coming Saturday. If you're here in West Texas, come on out. I'll be there. Angelique is going to be there. Asalto is going to be there. Rita Cappuccino, all of them are going to be performing. It's a free event, free. You can come and enjoy the show. We're giving it out to the community. It's our way of saying thank you. Indio and Qvo Radio is helping sponsor it. We're helping, doing as much as we can, and we're just trying to share the love of music with all of you. So if you have the opportunity, come on out and enjoy yourselves. Yeah. And like I said before, I'm helping Rick out because Rick's the website is horrible, and it's my fault. No, just kidding.
No, it's my fault. I was the previous webmaster.
But we'll get that squared away, so that way you can go under and you can You don't understand the catalog that he has available. You need to go. And we'll do this as soon as we can, so that way you can see the catalog. The catalog is very, very important. And then we will go ahead and the music, as soon as it's out, I will go ahead and share it with you as well. And hopefully we'll get these people under. I do believe we have some of them coming up. I know we've already interviewed Eddie already, and we've got Imposible coming up as well. We've got a whole bunch of other people's. We got a whole bunch of people coming up and everything else. But I do want to say thank you to each and every one of you that have come up here. DJs, be sure that you PM me, so that way I can make sure that I have your emails, so that way you can have your music distributed to you directly. I just want to keep my lists updated as well, the radio stations and everything else. And if you need any information from Rick, go ahead and PM me, so that way I can get you that information. Yolanda says, great show, Indio. Thank you so very much, Yolanda. I really do appreciate you so very much. I strive to do a great show every day. Ilda, you got anything for TikTok Tuesday?
Nothing for TikTok Tuesday, because I'm practicing for fanfare, so I'm kind of doing like a little vocal regulation, I guess you could say. Don't want to overdo it before fanfare, right? Yeah. But definitely catch me next week at fanfare. I know I've got a performance coming up on Wednesday for the State of the City in Weslaco. Super excited about that one. And then of course fanfare, all festivities next week. And then I have my very first show in Mexico. Coming up on March the 21st. March the 21st at Mr. Barrios. So I'll give you guys more details. Just follow me on my Facebook if you don't already, and I'll put all the deets up there. Super excited about that. And yeah, it's just, we're full steam ready to go. The band is excited. We're getting things back and on track for live performances. So y'all just hang on tight with us. And thank you guys for all the feedback on the new song. I can't wait to share everything else that we've been working on.
Yeah, those guys are on fire. Hilda's got a really good lineup of musicians, and they're on fire. They're looking forward to getting on the road and doing what they know how to do, and they do it well. Now, I have one question, guys. Forgive me. I'm old and I'm forgetful, and I just don't remember. I know that we talked about Los Volcanes. I know we talked about the Grammys and Neil Diamond and stuff like that. Did we play that song?
No.
No, because you didn't send it to me.
I didn't send you the song?
You sent me a sample, but you didn't send me the song. You only sent me the other one.
Not the new one?
Well, but we did. Didn't we? Because we talked about a video, no?
Oh, that one.
That one.
No, we didn't play that
bulb,
song.
ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, no, we didn't play that song. I'm sorry.
It's okay. We'll do it next time.
If we run out of time, we're out of time. I didn't have it set up.
Brain
lapse or what it was.
Yeah, well, I kind of got a little flighty there. And that's really my fault. What else do you have going on though, Rick? Who else are you releasing here pretty soon for this month? What do you have? What does CHR have?
Mad at me, but right now, for of course the fanfare groups that are going to be there, Volcanes, Imposible, Marcellus, Ruben Garza, Los Nobles. I'm gonna forget. I got it all written down. I need to go review my stuff. It's up to like 18 bands now. So
and I'm the one that's forgetful.
I sometimes, I forgot Hilda's name the other day, and I called her by my first wife's name. So that's
true story, guys. True story.
Yeah. So that's the degree of my mentality right now.
And when she looked at you, did you hear?
No,
it was a time.
You didn't just say that, did you?
No. I'm so Rios.
Those firemen are looking better and better all the time.
Did Harvey answer the question, Rick? Asked him. I missed it. Harvey.
Oh, yeah. Harvey. Did Harvey ever answer?
I don't think so. Harvey, where are you at, brother? Did you?
He probably went Mimi's. It's already Mimi time.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Well, they
You know
were
what it is?
good.
I'm just excited to call Mr. Luna. Like, you'll have no idea.
Yeah,
Right.
whether
so
it's him or
excited.
not, there was a good guitar player I remember, or actually a bass player I knew back in the day, and played with a group called Jackie Romantico. His name was Harvey, and I believe his last name was Valdez. It might not be, I don't know. But I was just wondering if that was the same gentleman.
If that was the same one.
TDK.
Indio forgets to take pictures. Oh.
That's right.
Yeah, but
No,
look, he's
yeah,
gonna
where
make it
you
up to
agreeing?
me.
That's not cool. That
He's
is harsh.
gonna make it up to me this next week, right, Indio? Right? When he comes back from fanfare, we're gonna have all these pictures of me, I promise.
I forgot to put on the stupid song. You talking
Oh, this is getting like super good because everything's making me laugh. We're at that stage where everything's
I don't know.
That's how we roll on a Monday night.
Right. Now, guys, I want to say thank you so very much for all of y'all joining me. Thank you so very much. Really do appreciate you taking the time to be with us today. I really do appreciate it. And I apologize for it being such a spur of the moment kind of thing. But thank you for giving us all your news and information, and be watching out for his show. Remember that his show Through the Decades is on Spotify, and we are set for the 18th, Lawrence. Thank you so very much,
awesome.
Lucy.
Thank
Yes,
you
we
so
are.
much,
Yay.
Lawrence.
Yes, and Ilda, thank you so very much once again for the great show, and I'm super excited about your song. I know we just teased it
thank
tonight,
you.
but I can't wait till it comes out and it gets full force. And I told you that growl, and it's all of it. And see, the thing is like I was saying, you know, there's times when music needs to hit you, needs to grab you, needs to hold you, needs to take attention, and there's times where it doesn't, you know. And that is the key thing about music, is knowing when and where and how. And you know, sometimes it doesn't always have to be blowing into your face, and that's really, really good. Rita says, good night, have a blessed week. And Animo, thank you so very much, Rita.
Good night, Rita. I will text you. We will coordinate.
Yeah. Go ahead and catch me on Thursday. We're going to give you some more information about what's happening with Rita and her show. That's going to be happening on Saturday. I'll have some more music coming from the guys and everything else. TDK says, Rick, I tune in just to hear Ilda laugh. Not me, bro.
Hilda laughs a lot.
Yeah. It's at me,
It's
though.
because I'm a happy person.
At my expense. That's what it is.
No, hombre, you're gonna make it up to me this coming week, right? We're gonna have lots of video, lots of pictures,
Right.
lots of TikToks.
We will. Hey guys, thank you so very much. I really appreciate you so very much, each and every one of you, all of y'all that joined us today, and everything else. So if you have an artist or a band that needs some info or would like their music heard, send it to me. Admin at Qvo Radio. It's coming out from CHR. Be looking out for the new song coming out from my bestie, and also the new song that's coming out from Rita Cappuccino. She's also got a new song coming out as well.
Perfect.
So
I'm excited to hear that.
Yeah, and it's oof, you know, it's another banger. Thank you so very much, guys, each and every one of you. And I want to remind you, if today wasn't your day, if you did not have a good day, just remember, every day planes take off against the wind. You matter. You are loved. We'll see you next time, guys. Thank you so very much. We love you very much. We're going to leave you once again with Rita's song. I can't play it. Dadgummit. I was going to play Rita's song, but I can't play it.
No, we can't not leave without hearing it.
I wanted to hear it.
No, I can't, because it's not. I was going to do it, but I can't.
Why can't you?
Because it's not been released. I forgot to ask her.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
Can we hear Hilda laugh instead?
Yeah, we can hear Hilda laugh.
Y'all are funny.
No, let's listen
I blame it on TDK.
let's go ahead and listen to Hilda's song. No soy tú.
No voy a ser tu tonta.
There you go. That one. Right there. She got it. She knows that name of that song. She's got like right there. Hasta luego, guy. Thank you so very much, man. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye,
Take
guys.
care. Thank you, everybody.
Be good to each other. We'll see y'all. Bye. Mm-hmm.